Hello everyone, welcome back to Gamecasters, and in this video I will be doing the Demon Hunter Shadow Impale build for Season 16. Now as the usual, I'll be going over the skills, passives, then the gear, and then lastly we'll go over the cubed items, as well as the legendary gems along the way, and your augments for the gear. So starting off, you'll be running Fan of Knives with Bladed Armor, Impale with Over-Penetration, Vengeance with Dark Heart, Vault with Rattling Roll, Shadow Power with Blood Moon, Companion with Boar Companion, and then going over to our passives, we'll be looking for Ambush, Numbing Traps, Awareness, and Call the Weak. Now moving over to our gear selection, we'll be going with Carlay's Point with Cold Damage, Dex, Attack Speed, Critical Hit Damage, Dexterity as your augment, and an Emerald in your socket. For our gloves, we'll be going for the Shadow Grasp with Dex, Attack Speed, Crit Hit Damage, Crit Hit Chance, Dex in the augment. The Shadow Burden as our pauldrons with Dex, Vitality, and deal area damage on hit. Chance to deal area damage on hit. Now for the chest, we'll be going with the Aquila Cuirass. This will have diamonds in all 3 slots with Dexterity, Vitality, Life, and the Poison Resist and Resist All Elements is optional. For our helmet, we'll be going with the Shadow's Mask, which will have Dexterity, Crit Hit Chance, Dex as the augment, with cooldown of skills and Impale damage. We'll be also running a Traveler's Pledge and Compass Rose set, with cold skill damage, Crit Hit Chance, Dex in the augment, and a Gogok of Swiftness as our legendary gem. For our bracers, we'll be looking for Strong Arm Bracers with cold skill damage, Dex, Vitality, Crit Hit Chance, and the damage from ranged attacks is an optional one. For our offhand, we'll be going with Holy Point Shot, which will have cold skill damage, Dex, Attack Speed, Crit Hit Chance, and Dex as the augment. This will also be having Impale damage and Maximum Discipline on it as our secondaries. The Compass Rose with Dex, Attack Speed, and Crit Hit damage. A Bane of the Stricken in our legendary gem slot or socket, as well as cooldown of all skills. For our final ring, we'll be looking for the Convention of Elements with Dex, Crit Hit damage, Crit Hit Chance, Dex as the augment, and a Bane of the Trapped in our legendary gem socket. For our boots, we'll be having the Shadow's Heels with Dex, Vitality, Resist All Elements, and Impale damage. For the pants, the Shadow's Coil with Dexterity, Vitality, Resist All Elements, Dexterity on the augment, and then the other stats are optional. For the belt, finally, we will be looking for the Chain of Shadows, or Chain of Shadows. Dexterity, Vitality, Life, and then the other 2 options are, or other 2 stats are optional. Now going over to our cubed items, we'll be looking at Dawn, Frostburn, and the Elusive Ring. As usual, these are items that can be alternated with whatever you have equipped, and you can switch for whichever one you have a better looted version of. So put the worse statted one in your cube and equip the other, and alternate based on which one you have the better of. As for our primary stats on this build, going over that, we're looking for some area damage and cooldown of skills, but it's looking like the biggest stats will be really pushing for on this will be Crit Hit Chance and Crit Hit Damage. Those are the top stats that you'll need on your gear, secondary to area damage and cooldown of abilities. So the cooldown and the area damage are just kind of there to augment the build, but your crit hit chance and crit hit damage are um, the big ones. Now your augments will obviously be dex because that is the stat for the build. And then as for Paragon points, which I normally don't talk about, that will also be your main focus for crit hit chance and crit hit damage. After that, you just pump out the other ones, the ones that make sense for you, whichever would help you the most. And from there, you would go for your dex as your infinite stat. But that is the Demon Hunter's Shadow Impale build. If you guys have any questions about this, you can leave a comment down below and let me know if you need any help with something, and I will try to answer that for you. And if you guys like this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell if you'd like to be notified when I upload new videos, and I'll keep you guys updated on Diablo 3 builds and news. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.